folks, Professor K here, and I'm back with my finished example of the recipe for disaster for the Your Favorite Recipe assignment. Now it's been about an hour and 20 minutes, so if you're planning on doing this assignment, make sure that you leave plenty of time for this responsive part. It takes me, as someone who knows what they're doing, about an hour and 20 minutes to get one full page to work responsively using this code. You're probably going to take at least triple to quadruple that time because you're learning right now. So expect to spend like a good day or two on this. And think about that as you're planning stuff out. A couple of things I wanted to tell you about this assignment that you could look at just as you're doing your favorite recipe assignments. First of all, I'm just going to give you a quick preview of how this breaks down. Notice that at different breakpoints, different things sort of resize in different ways. So that's looking really nice. I used a bunch of different examples of positioning types here. So I've got one of each positioning type in here. This image here uses a float. This one here, that uses some like negative margin tricks. So does this one. This ingredients area uses Flexbox, so you can see how display flex works. In fact, it uses that. See how at this breakpoint and this breakpoint only, that is actually reversing directions. So see how down here, this is first, this is second, and now this is first and this is second. And when you go to the final breakpoint, this again is first and your list is second. That's because Flexbox allows you to change the order of things. So if you want to check out how to do that, that's a great element to inspect and to look at. Down here in directions, you saw that I used the grid for that. But one thing that I didn't go over in that tutorial is how do you get this centered to that first grid area? So check out this element if you want to see how I got this space to show up, the blue behind here, how I got it to shift one over. And then check out this directions element, just right click and inspect it. If you want to see how I position that so that it always stays centered like that. One thing to know is that this directions is not in the same container as these cards. So you can't just make it a grid item. You actually have to do some positioning funkiness with this. This one uses Translate to help with that because it is resizing based on the browser size and not based on the container itself. So if you want to look at the details of that, definitely give it an inspect. I left a comment so that you can see how it's working. Try a couple different positioning tactics. Down here, I left a bug. I'm going to fix that for next week. But for right now, I just want to focus on these sorts of things. There's some little bugs here, and we'll get into that with a testing video later. But for now, I've gotten most of my rough CSS. Everything's looking pretty good. This is like in a pretty polished state. There's just a few bugs left over. One other thing that we didn't cover is how did I get these to align exactly to the middle of that? That was something that I noticed while I was doing one of my other tutorials. I changed the placement of this pseudo element from this recipe card to the recipe description. So just to kind of go through and inspect element and show you what's happening there. It used to be up on recipe directions card. And I did that because it was, I thought, hey, it needs to be on the LI for the counter to work. However, I realized that you can actually move it down here. You can still use this counter directions counter, but because the LI determines when the counter increments, you could actually put this anywhere. So I moved it down to the recipe directions because that was a lot more convenient for positioning, and I was able to position it with more reliability. So you can see I used a position absolute, top negative 25 pixels to help with that. So those are some cool tricks that you can take a look at in here. If you want to source my work, just make sure that you are doing that in your CSS. So just leave a little comment, just like I did in my previous videos. You can use any of these examples to help you get started with your own recipe for disaster or hopefully not disaster, your favorite recipe assignment. So I hope this helps you out. I hope this gets you going and that you're able to figure out how to make your own layout work in HTML and CSS for this assignment. I can't wait to see what you come up with. I'll see you later.